What's good, Eagles fans? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on your dose of chalk it up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Like I always say, if you guys are new to my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you guys have been loyal to the channel, loyal to the soil from the very beginning, you already know what my heart is. You know how we get down here, chalk it up. On top of that, make sure you guys go check out the Chalk It Up merch shop as well. The links are available down below in the description if you want to support me and the channel. I got so many different flavors in there for you guys. I got t-shirts, hoodies, neck gaiters, face masks, whatever you want, I got it. And whatever you need, I sure can provide it. So let me know if you like what you see and make sure you guys go tap in. We got so much to talk about today. The Eagles executed the final cuts. The entire NFL had their final cut day. Everything was locked in by 4 p.m. And of course, we're going to see changes as guys pass through waivers and the roster is going to get tweaked. Of course, rightly so, right before the season opener. Don't think this is the final roster. Things are bound to change. The Eagles are bound to go after some people through waivers. But so far, we got our final 53-man roster, and we were able to find out who made the cut and who didn't. And it's so many names that we have to discuss. There are names on there that I really was pulling for, but they really just didn't pull their weight. So let's just hop right into it. Amongst the people that got cut, we have safety Andrew Adams. We acquired him over throughout the offseason. LaRaven Clark, offensive lineman. Running back Jordan Howard, who that was a surprise for me. Defensive tackle Hassan Ridgeway. I had a feeling he was going to get cut. Tight end Richard Rodgers. That was a surprise cut for me. Kevon Seymour. After that interception, I wasn't too sure about his standing. Then Graylin Arnold, safety. Guard / tackle Coyote Awasika. Wide receiver Travis Fulgham. That was wild for me. Wide receiver John Hightower. Running back Jason Huntley. Cornerback Michael Jaquette. Another corner, Craig James. Defensive end, Matt Leo. But he's going to be exempt because of the NFL's international exemption program. Excuse me. Then we have guard Sua Upeta. Wide receiver Andre Patton. Offensive lineman Ross Pierschbacher. Safety Elijah Riley. Linebacker Jacoby Stevens. Remember, we drafted him out of LSU. And defensive tackle Raekwon Williams. Here's some caveats about the guys that got cut and guys who did or didn't make the roster. We placed safety Blake Countess on the injured reserve list, and we also placed defensive tackle T.Y. McGill on the reserve COVID-19 list. So, and also almost forgot, we traded Matt Pryor, the offensive lineman, and the 2022 7th-round pick to the Indianapolis Colts for their 2022 6th-round pick. So basically, that 6th-round pick that we gave up to get Gardner Minshew, we was able to get that back for Matt Pryor. So in essence, we traded Matt Pryor for Gardner Minshew, which in our reality is a steal. We got 5 people on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for locking in on the content. Thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button. Who we got in the building? We got my man Big Play Slay. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my man Big Play Slay. He's an Eagles content creator as well, up and coming like myself. Shout out to Big D. What's going on, family? Prime time with Stephen Joyce. What's up, bro? Got Jacob. How you feeling, man? Appreciate you for locking in. Big D says, I was surprised that J.J. made the roster. You know what? I'm really not surprised if I'm being completely honest with you. Jay Young, what's going on? Jay Young been locking in every day throughout this week. I appreciate you, my guy. He said Clark it up. I hated Travis got cut. What's your reaction? Sorry for reminding you about Travis. I'm going to get into my feelings about the whole Travis Fulgham cut. That's a hurt piece for me. Yep, Richard Rodgers, he got cut, my man. Sure did. Edwin, what's going on, family? Appreciate you. Eddie Holmes, what's good, bro? So let's just go down some of the names that stood out to me. First things first, Travis Fulgham. Travis Fulgham got cut. John Hightower got cut. J.J. Arthur-Whiteside and Greg Ward made the roster. Greg Ward, I'm not surprised that Greg Ward deserved to be on the roster. He's Mr. Reliable. He also was Jalen Hurts' safety blanket during his 4-game stretch. But JJ Arcega-Whiteside making the roster, Travis Fulgham not making the roster, and then John Hightower not making the roster as well. Now we're hoping these guys make it through waivers so we can add them to the practice squad. But not having Travis Fulgham, most importantly, is a hurt piece for me. I don't want to say RIP to Travis Fulgham, but damn, I don't know if he's going to make it through waivers. A lot of teams, you never know, they might look at it as maybe we can tap into that 4 or 5 game stretch he was able to capitalize on last season. Maybe we can bring that out of him. But it hurt me seeing Travis Fulgham not make this roster. It bothered me. And I understand why he didn't. I'm not going to be unrealistic about it. I understand why he didn't make the roster. He didn't perform the way he was supposed to. Travis Fulgham really didn't perform this offseason. He didn't make a splash in the preseason. He didn't make a splash in training camp. He just was there. It seemed like he was just watching. And this goes back to the poor practice habits that they spoke about last season. Now, we all questioned that. We all thought it was because of the fact that Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson were veterans and they got prioritized over him because they owed them money. But it's starting to look like maybe the poor practice habits came back to haunt Travis Fulgham. And ultimately, we won't know that. Ultimately, we're not going to be the ones to actually be able to determine that, right? Because we're not in the building. We're not the ones watching. We're not, reporters aren't always there when it comes to the specific plays that the team runs. They're there during drills and, during maybe the one-on-ones and things like that. But, in 11-on-11s and 7-on-7. But when it comes to the actual installs, the actual plays, maybe Travis Fulgham just wasn't connecting. Maybe JJ Arcega-Whiteside had a better camp than him. You feel what I'm saying? That's the thing. Did JJ Arcega-Whiteside have a better camp? Word is he did. Now what was the disparity in their success? Who knows? But JJ Arcega-Whiteside proved or showed rather in the preseason game against the New York Jets that he wanted to be here. He fought. He went up and had a spectacular touchdown catch, over 40 yards. You gotta respect that. You have to. And on top of that, Nick Sirianni mentioned the fact that he excelled in special teams. Now, I don't want to hear my second round wide receiver made the roster because of special teams, but sometimes that can be the straw that broke the camel's back. Sometimes that can be the disparity between two guys, the effort. Playing special teams is an effort position. That's an effort position. Most guys on special teams that stay on rosters or who are perennial special teamers, they fight for their roster spots. There's some guys that are special teamers for their whole career. And that's because maybe they're not good enough to get those starter or top 3, top 4 wide receiver reps. But they play with so much effort. They know how to play their roles so well. How can you be mad at a guy that's taking advantage of his opportunity? The bottom line is Travis Fulgham didn't take advantage of his opportunities. We have to be real about that. I had to be real with myself about that. I could be upset that JJ Arcega-Whiteside made the roster, even though he did nothing the past 2 years, but he showed that he wanted to be here. You can't argue about that. Can't argue about that at all. Eddie Holmes, I'm glad they finally announced Hurts as the starter. I mean, we all knew he was the starter, and Nick Sirianni said he's the only one that took first-team reps, so he basically knew he was our starter, but we had to play the game. But I just felt like you should have announced it sooner. Maybe he was trying to keep him humble or keep that fire under him. I don't know. But he's our starter officially now, and it's something to be excited about. Jinx Wolf, what's going on, my man? Welcome to the show, as always. Jay Young, yes, let's go. I wanted to tell you this Eagles press conference today. Jalen Hurts is the starter. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's exciting. Paul, what's up, Tone? How you feeling, man? I feel good. How you feeling? Nah, Jeffrey's not on the team anymore, bro. Nope, Jeffrey's not on the team anymore. Spike 23s, what's going on? He said, Umbrella has to go. This team will continue to be stagnant for keeping losers on this squad. I'll be honest with you, man. JJ Whiteside making this roster. This is the first time it makes sense. This is the first time it kind of makes sense. And on top of that, he had that second round pick status, lingering as well. That kind of helped his favor too. But above all, he outperformed Travis Fulgham in training camp and in the preseason games, especially that Jets game. Travis Fulgham fumbled in the red zone. JJ Whiteside scored a touchdown, a dominant touchdown. We have to acknowledge what our eyes saw. Travis Fulgham did not show that he was ready and willing, or even earned a roster spot. Can you honestly say, listen, forget about last season? You got to forget about it. I had to forget about it. Don't get me wrong. I was upset that Travis Fulgham got cut, but there's a chance we may be able to pick him up through waivers. But still, we have to remove Travis Fulgham's 4 or 5 game stretch out of our minds, because we can't keep holding him to that. The NFL stands for not for long. We cannot continue to bet on guys who haven't consistently shown progress, or who haven't consistently shown that they can be successful. Now, again, I do acknowledge that Travis Fulgham became stagnant after Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson stole his reps. I get that. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that Travis Fulgham was the best wide receiver in football for 4 or 5 weeks last season. But now he had an opportunity to make this roster. He had an opportunity to be a number 2 wide receiver or number 3. Quez Watkins outplayed him. Greg Ward outplayed him. JJ Whiteside outplayed him. We have to acknowledge what our eyes saw. We have to acknowledge what the reports were saying. This isn't at this point, I don't think this is a favoritism thing. I think he honestly just didn't perform. We saw it. He did nothing in the preseason games, and when he had his opportunity, he fumbled in the red zone. And I'm a Travis Fulgham fan. I got the jersey. I will campaign for Travis, but I can't. JJ Whiteside, on the other hand, he did something I never seen him do, and that was catch a touchdown, a good one at that, a legit one that you can't question. Granted, it was the Jets, and it was like their second and third team. You got to acknowledge that, but still, he did what he was supposed to do when the opportunity arose. Got to give him credit. Jay Young, maybe Jalen will make J-Jaw look good, like knowing where to catch. Maybe so, man. Hopefully he makes everyone look good. Spike 23s, he got to give us something in the red zone. 2 years, 254 receiving yards, 1 TD. That's terrible. I'm with you, Spike. His entire resume is abysmal. His entire resume is lackluster. It's shameful. It's shameful. But we're going to see what he can do. Again, we're not tied to the hip with him. We're not obligated to extend that man. If he's not good, he's going to play out his contract, and that's that. And let's be real, out of all the wide receivers that we have on our roster, and I didn't even get a chance to go through. The actual final roster. Give me one moment. I'm going to go through that. But other players that got cut as well. Nick Mullins, obviously, Elijah Holyfield, Carrie Angeline, Rashad Smith. It was a handful of guys. It was a lot of guys that got cut. A lot of guys. But let's acknowledge who did make our roster. As far as our quarterbacks, our starter, Jalen Hurts, second stringer, Joe Flacco, and then the third stringer, Gardner Minshew. Running backs include Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, and Boston Scott. I like that combination, if I'm being honest with you. Wide receivers include Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins, Greg Ward, and J.J. Whiteside. Tight ends include Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, Jack Stoll, and Tyree Jackson. I love the fact that this team had enough sense to maintain Tyree Jackson on his roster. I really like that. And they didn't, and I don't believe they put him on IR. If they did, correct me if I'm wrong. But he made this roster. I don't see an IR designation for him. So I guess they anticipate him coming back mid-season. And also, you can't let a guy like that, a guy with those physical traits, get away. Offensive line includes Brandon Brooks, Landon Dickerson, Andre Dillard, Jack Driscoll, Nate Herbig, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, Jordan Mailata, Isaac Samalo, and Brett Toth. So Andre Dillard is the name that sticks out on that list. Andre Dillard most likely will be dealt. We don't know where, we don't know how, but most likely he will be dealt. And the goal is to get something for him. We don't know what it will be, though. Defensive ends include Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham, Teron Jackson, who I'm very excited about, Ryan Kerrigan and Josh Sweat. I like that lineup for the defensive end. I like that rotation. I like that a lot. Then you have, for the D tackles, you have Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Marlon Tuipulotu, and Milton Williams. I will admit, Marlon Tuipulotu was a shocker for me. They must see something in him. He's a nose tackle, so obviously the Eagles value that. And Milton Williams, he's versatile. He can go back and forth between that defensive end, defensive tackle spot, and same thing with Brandon Graham. So expect those guys to be rotating and being subbed in and out from the D and the D tackle spots. Then linebacker, we have Eric Wilson, Alex Singleton, Davion Taylor, Patrick Johnson, T.J. Edwards, Sean Bradley, and Jannard Avery. I'm really glad Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor are maintained on this roster. We have to find out just how good those guys can be also. Eric Wilson and Alex Singleton by far are our best linebackers right now. Then comes T.J. Edwards. And then Jannard Avery was injured throughout the offseason, so we'll see how good he can be. Cornerbacks include Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, Steven Nelson, Josiah Scott, and Darius Slay. Now, Darius Slay and Steven Nelson are obviously the starters on the boundary. Avonte Maddox is the slot. Now, whenever we go on those dime packages, expect to see 4 corners on the field. Expect to see that. And that might be Darius Slay, Steven Nelson, Avonte Maddox, and Zach McPherson. Or you might rotate for Josiah Scott. We obviously don't have that much depth at the cornerback spot. Zach McPherson is a project, and we're aging at the end of the day. I think we need to adjust the cornerback spot, and particularly the entire DB room. Next in 2022's draft. Safeties include Kevon Wallace, Rodney McLeod, Anthony Harris, and Marcus Epps. That makes a lot of sense. Kevon Wallace has to be better. Rodney McLeod is officially off the PUP list, so we expect him to be active. He is active. Anthony Harris, we expect him to do big things for us. A ball hawk, and Marcus Epps. I'm not the biggest Marcus Epps fan, but we'll see what happens. Then our specialists are Jake Elliott, Rick Lovato, and Aaron Sipples. So I like our final 53-man roster. I don't have too many complaints about it. I feel like everyone on the final 53-man roster deserves their spot. Now, a surprise cut for me was Jordan Howard. I really didn't see that coming, especially given the fact that they didn't play him in that final preseason game. I really was shocked they didn't give him any kind of snaps. That blew my mind, and that made you think we was going to keep him on the roster. So I feel like they kind of sold him short with that. They could have did him justice and let him play that game. Jinx Wolf, how was your day, Tone? My day was good. My day was all right. It was kind of long, but it was good. Made it home safe and sound. Feeling good. Ate good. Can't complain at all. I'm alive. I have a question for the chat and you, Tone. Who was the surprise cut today? Like, who disappointed you? Travis Fulgham disappointed me, and the surprise cut was Jordan Howard. I didn't see Jordan Howard getting cut, if I'm being honest. I thought they were going to keep him on his roster for that power back role. But clearly the Eagles are going in you can see based off the running back room, they're going for a more versatile selection of running backs. You think about Miles Sanders. Obviously, Miles Sanders can run between the tackles. He's shown that he can do the zone run schemes. He's shown that he can run, take it to the house on those 60, 70, 80+ yard runs. And then you think about Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott, who are guys who aren't the biggest, but they actually are versatile in the passing game. Don't be surprised if you see Kenny Gainwell lined up on the line of scrimmage, running routes. Do not be surprised at all. Don't be surprised if you see Miles Sanders doing the same thing. Expect us to be throwing the ball to the running backs a lot. So Jordan Howard was a surprise cut to me, and so was Travis Fulgham wasn't really a surprise. I just was hoping that he wouldn't get cut. Jeff Bone, what's up, family? Hope you're doing well. Ryan, I'm excited about Ryan Kerrigan and Josh Sweat. You're excited about Jay Young. I appreciate you, man. I agree with you on that. Like I appreciate that thought. I'm really excited about Ryan Kerrigan and Josh Sweat as well. I can't wait to see the rotations for the DNs. I can't wait to see Milton Williams just feasting on guys. Teron Jackson. I'm really excited about our D-line prospects. Milton Williams, Teron Jackson. Again, Marlon Tuipulotu shocked me by making this final 53-man roster. Maybe they saw him make some strides in the off season and in the preseason. Drew Anderson had to be on 53 to go IR to Ron Jackson. I was surprised by letting Howard go. Hope he comes back if not picked up. Man, Jordan Howard, it's unfortunate. I don't really know what his future holds. Yes, sir. You already know how that go, Jay Young. We got 12 people on the live stream. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I'd be so grateful for the support. It really helps the algorithms. It helps YouTube spread my content out, and it really helps the channel grow. So make sure you guys, please, not only do you subscribe, but make sure you hit the like button whenever you come in and out of the live stream. It really helps. It really helps. But I want to talk about a topic that was weighing on me a little bit today. I want to talk about something that really is, I don't want to say heavy on the heart, but it's something I feel like we should really pay close attention to. It's something that we need to acknowledge. So, cut day is an interesting day. Cut day is a day where lives are changed for the better and lives are changed for the worse. So, you think about it like this. A lot of players have staked a lot. A lot of players have sacrificed a lot to play in the NFL. A lot of players have given up a lot for opportunity to play in the NFL. They've uprooted their families. They've sacrificed their bodies. They've lived paycheck to paycheck. They may have lost relationships because they're so committed to their dream. We have to acknowledge that fact that these players are human beings. These players have livelihood. This is their livelihood. They're trying to make football their livelihood. And at times, we treat these guys like chess pieces. And it's unfortunate because everyone's not going to be granted the opportunity to continue their NFL journey. We talk a lot about how guys may get picked up by another team, but that's if they're lucky. Most guys don't get picked up by other teams. For many, this is the end. We have to think about that. Think about it. Think about you dedicating your life to a craft, dedicating your life to something. And there's really a less than 1% chance that you can be great at it, or you can take your talents to the next level. Again, we treat these guys kind of like they're chess pieces. The average length of an NFL career is approximately 3 years. Really consider that, you guys. Let that sink in for a moment. The average NFL career is 3 years. We're not talking about the superstars. We're not talking about, guys on the level of a Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes or Odell Beckham or Michael Thomas or a Josh Adams, or I'm sorry, a Bobby Wagner or a LaShawn McCoy, a Miles Sanders, or a Derrick Henry, or a Richard Sherman, a Josh Norman. You think about all these different guys I've named, and it's so many other, like, those are guys who are able to who are still having or able to have amazing careers. And they're the few. They're the outliers. More guys fail than guys that succeed. And again, we talk about these guys sometimes as if they're just chess pieces, as if we're playing Madden. Madden's not real life. This is these guys right now, as we're communicating right now, as I'm talking to you, as you guys are watching me give you my heart, my soul, my essence. There are guys at home sitting on the couch waiting for their phone to ring. There's hundreds of running backs waiting for their phone to ring. The running back is the most expendable position in the NFL. Those guys get ran down into the dirt, and then they get told, you ain't got it no more. Like I said, the average length of an NFL career is 3 years. All the guys that we pick in fantasy, Those guys are outliers. We have to acknowledge that those guys are outliers. Those guys are special. Those guys were able to rise to the occasion. Those guys were able to rise to the top. But this isn't fantasy. This is real life. They have mouths to feed. They got bills to pay. They got expenses to cover. The team don't pay for everything. The team don't pay for everything. So we gotta sometimes just acknowledge the human element. I love sports. You guys love sports. We all play the sports video games. We all play fantasy. We all bet. You know what I'm saying? We all do the sports betting. We all do all that. We all stand on our blocks talking trash, to the rival team, to our neighbors. You know what I mean? We all call these guys trash when they, when they're not doing their jobs, and we praise the guys that do their jobs. Some guys don't just get dealt a bad hand, injuries. Maybe they're just on a loaded roster and they just can't crack the 53. Perfect example, Elijah Holyfield. Elijah Holyfield has been working hard, but it's just been people ahead of him who either have a more various skill set, a more dynamic skill set, or they're just more talented. But that doesn't mean he's not a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? I give J.J. Arthur-Whiteside a lot of grief, a lot of it. I gave him a lot of grief, but I also was one of his biggest fans when we drafted him and trying to pull for him. But that don't mean he's not working hard. That don't mean he don't care about the game. Like I said, these guys lay it all out on the line. They sacrifice their bodies, their mind, their well-being, time with family, time with friends. You can't get that back. These guys are all one hit away from being paralyzed, one hit away from not being in the right state of mind. So we have to acknowledge the reality, the human element in all of this. Again, I love Madden just as much as you. I do fantasy football every year just as much as y'all. Believe me, when the guy's doing bad, I want to kill him. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. When a guy is not playing up to par, I want to kill him. But this is real life. And it ain't easy doing their job. A lot of people say, well, they make millions. They should be all right. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But we're talking about outliers once again. We're talking about outliers. Guys who are just so talented, it's beyond belief. Think about it like this. Right? There's 50 states. And there's 50 states, right? And on average, 50 guys dress for game day. I think 48 to be exact, but let's just round up to 50. You got a 53-man roster, but normally 48 only dress. Only 48 dress. Only 48 is activated for the game. So let's just say 50, right? But we got 50 states. There's 32 teams in the NFL. So if you think about that, only 1,600 players only 1,600 athletes in this country will ever get an opportunity to touch the NFL turf. Only 1,600. That's not a lot. How many people's in this country, y'all? How many people? There's over 300 million people in this country, and only about 1,600 of them will ever have an opportunity to play in an NFL game. Only about 1,600 of them will ever have the opportunity to change their families' lives forever. So again, cut day. It's a savage day. It's a savage game they play. They sacrifice life, sacrifice time with family, sacrifice all of that. But only about 1,600 people can make a roster. If there's 50 states and about 50 guys dress on game day, you know what that means? And it's 32 teams. That means out of every state, only 32 guys from that state can make the NFL. 32 guys. Think about how many kids play high school football, Pop Warner, semi-pro leagues. Just do the math for a moment. This is a savage day. This is a great day for some people, and this is a terrible day for most people. So we got to acknowledge the human element in this. Some guys, their dreams have come to a bitter end. Some guys will never ever get another opportunity. Maybe they got injured. Kerryon Johnson. Will he ever get another opportunity on an NFL roster? We may never know. That man was only 24, 25 years old. Maybe 26, who knows? Only entering his third or fourth year in the NFL. We have to be real with ourselves that this is a savage game these guys are playing, and it's a business, and everybody can't eat. You're gonna see your favorite NFL player. You're gonna see your favorite NFL player working at a Costco's, and that's not a joke to me. You're gonna see your favorite NFL player, trying to get a job at his local high school. You're gonna see your favorite high school. You're gonna see your favorite NFL. You're gonna see one NFL player that you was pulling for. Maybe going back to school to get his degree. You may see one guy, trying to coach Pee Wee or high school. Maybe trying to be a trainer for his local high school. And sometimes they go home to a warm welcome, and sometimes they go home to a cold welcome. They got to wear that. They got people in their city that was riding for them, pulling for them, and they got to go home and wear that. In their mind, they failed their town, they failed their city, they failed their hood. They was the one that was supposed to make it. But because the NFL is a savage game, everybody can't. And we got to acknowledge that. We got to keep it real with ourselves. Everybody ain't going to make it. Everybody ain't going to be on your fantasy team. Everybody ain't going to get that NFL check because the checks ain't guaranteed. Think about how much Elijah Holyfield been yanked all around this Eagles roster. Cut, wave, cut, signed, wave, cut, release, wave. Think about Adrian Killins. Cut, signed, wave, cut, release, traded. Like all of that. All of that. Jordan Howard, same thing. Running backs get it the worst. And they carry everything on their back. They get it the worst. But like I said, it's a sad day for most, but it's a happy day, a beautiful day for some. You got a lot of guys who make the roster, a lot of guys who bring their dreams into reality. They bring their dreams into fruition. I commend those men for standing the test of adversity. I commend the men who were able to rise with the cream to the top. I commend those guys. I commend the guys that were able to permeate through the fold. It ain't easy making an NFL roster. There's only 53 spots. Only 53 spots. And every now and then, you have those diamonds in the rough who supremely surpass expectations. Like last year, Travis Fulgham. He surpassed our expectations last year. Nobody knew Travis Fulgham was going to do what he did. But look at the fall from grace. Look at how high he was, and look at how low he's fallen. It's that easy to lose favor in the NFL. But like I said, a lot of guys lost their opportunity, and a good amount of guys gained an opportunity. But this ain't the end. They still got to grind every single day. Like I said, they one snap away, they one hit away from losing it all. J.K. Dobbins, running back for the Baltimore Ravens, tore his ACL. He was poised to have a breakout. He was poised. Mark Ingram wasn't there anymore. He was poised to have a breakout. Tore his ACL in a preseason game. Will he get all his money? Who knows? Who knows? But the bottom line is these guys, it's a sad day for a lot of these guys, and it's a beautiful day for some. So with that being said, can you blame these players for wanting to get their money early? Now we shifting the conversation. Can you blame guys for wanting to get paid early? Can you blame guys for wanting to get that money? Because they know the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Like I said, the average NFL career was only 3 years. 3 years. For running backs, it's lower than that. So let's just acknowledge the human element today. Let's give these guys credit for making it this far. And let's pray to God a lot of these guys can get opportunities on other rosters. Because this is their livelihood. This is all they know. They've been preparing their life for this. These guys left college early for this. This is all they know, all they have. Some of these guys, they may find out more about themselves. They may find more life outside of football. They may create a life for themselves outside of football. And some guys, the fall from grace can become too much for them. Some guys, they may lose themselves because they were so used to being in the limelight. They was the guy in high school. They was the guy in college. But the NFL will humble you. The NFL will humble you. But these guys know the score. These guys that enter the NFL, they know what they signed up for. These athletes, they know what it is. They know what it is. They know at any given Sunday, any given game, any given practice, any given training camp, any given draft, it could be it. Somebody could come get you. Somebody could come in and take your spot. Like I said, they know the score. They know the politics. They know a team will cut ties with you the moment you become expendable, the moment you lose value, the moment you become dead weight to them. But that's the game. And whether we win or lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I want to talk about Cam Newton. He was cut by the New England Patriots today. Did many of us see that coming? No. At worst, we thought he'd be a backup, but no. Brian Hoyer stayed on the roster. But Cam Newton, nah. Cam Newton got cut today. And like I said, at worst, I thought he would be a backup. I didn't think he would let Mac Jones beat him out. I didn't think it. But Mac Jones did. Mac Jones outplayed that man. He's poised to be the future of the New England Patriots. He's the heir apparent to Tom Brady's spot. Now, will he be able to deliver like Tom Brady? I doubt it. Tom Brady's one of one. But Mac Jones, he's shown promise, and we got to acknowledge that. Got to give that man credit. But Cam was outplayed. It's just that simple. And on top of that, I don't think he's vaccinated. I don't think. So when you add those two things together, you getting outplayed and you're not vaccinated, a team will only put up with so much. Teams don't put up with you if you're not an undeniable asset to their success. A team will only put up with you if you're a valuable asset to their success. If you ain't got the juice no more and you causing more problems than solutions, then they will get rid of you. And I'm not saying Cam Newton is a problem maker, a problem starter, or I'm not saying Cam Newton rocks the boat. All the reports are saying Cam Newton was the utmost professional while he was with the Patriots. He didn't play himself. He conducted himself like a pro. But he got beat out. And I guess the Patriots looked at it as, we don't need anybody behind our young rookie quarterback that can potentially threaten his position. We don't need him looking over his shoulder. And let's just cut ties while we can. And we all know Bill Belichick. We all know the Patriots. They cold-blooded. We all know they don't pull no punches. We all know that they real quick to let a guy go, especially if they dead weight, especially if you're not important to the mission. So that begs the question. What's next for Cam Newton? What team is thinking about picking him up? Is he a quality starter still? Some people had Cam Newton still ranked top 20 quarterbacks in the NFL. I believe Cam Newton is a good quarterback. I believe Cam Newton just needs to expand his game. And what I mean by that is Cam Newton really relied on his body throughout, really relied on his physicality to be successful in Carolina. Relied a lot on power run schemes. But you can't run your entire career. You got to throw that ball. And Mac Jones proved to be a better thrower of the football. Now, they both had a good preseason. It was a game where Cam was sharp. Then Mac was a little off. Then Mac was sharp. It was games where they was both sharp. But Patriots had to go with their young guy. They built him for their future. is going to be exciting in the AFC East. But like I said, is Cam a quality starter? Can he accept a backup role somewhere? I saw his conversation with I Am Athlete, and he said, I'm not backing up nobody. So he still believed he got it. And I respect the game. Like I said, perfect example, what I was telling you guys. These veterans not coming in to mentor guys. These veterans aren't coming in to be your best friend. These veterans trying to get that dough. These veterans trying to get those starter caliber reps. They're not here to babysit. They're not here to coddle. You know what I'm saying? So we can't always assume these veterans is here just to show love. We can't always assume these veterans are here to bring you along and show you the ropes. These veterans coming for your neck. They coming for your neck. So who's looking for Cam Newton? Maybe Dallas, maybe Washington. Washington could use a quarterback. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick, but how much do they believe in him? I mean, they signed him, but just how good can he be? Just how good can he be? What's up, everybody? I'm just gonna go through these live chats real quick. Ivan Mim said, "What up, Tone? I bet sleep all day, not feeling too good. Did I just hear Fogelman and Howard got cut? I need to cut on ESPN. Damn. Yes, sir. You heard right. Jay Young, yes, it's true. Sorry to break it to you. Yeah, man. It's sad for these guys. Janetti, what's going on, family? Always rocking. Lucas Hallman, what's up, family? How you doing? I'm doing well, man. I can't complain. I appreciate you for locking in. So Holyfield and Howard going. That's our power in the red zone or short yard. Shaking my head. Yeah, I know. I'm really curious how they're going to move forward with that. I wonder if they're trusting Miles Sanders to be that back. And it's a sad day at the same time because you hate the fact that your best players are being gone because they're getting cut. Yeah, it's sad. Lucas Hallman. 1 out of 218,000 people playing the NFL on average. Exactly. It's crazy. My friend's brother went to play in a pro league in Arizona. It's a lot of pro leagues around the country. A lot. It's a lot. Congratulations to him, by the way. Philly Talk Podcast is good, my brother. I appreciate you always. Shout out to Philly Mike. If you guys haven't already, which I'm pretty sure you are, make sure you guys go subscribe to my man Philly Mike from the Philly Talk Podcast. The Philly Talk Podcast is one of the hottest platforms on YouTube right now when it comes to sports, when it comes to Eagles and Sixers talk. My man does play-by-plays. My man does analysis. He does all 22 breakdowns. He does interviews. Philly Mike does it all. Philly Mike is a virtuoso at this. My man is one of the best. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys go subscribe and share his content. He a beast with it. One of the earlier guys showed me love from the beginning. Grateful to him. Dak Prescott, we know we don't like the Cowboys. We don't wish injuries. They put talent on the field and legacy. Am I right? We don't wish injuries on players. Yeah, I don't wish injuries. Now, if I'm being honest with myself, if I'm gonna be real with myself, it's some days I'm like, damn, I wish he wasn't activated today. But I don't wish life-changing injuries on guys. Maybe some cramps, you know what I'm saying? But I don't wish injuries on guys. This is these guys. This is their bread and butter. This is how they feed their families. You can't wish injuries on guys. So I'm with you, Jay Young. Paul 44 was good. A running back is considered old at 30. What other career are you old at 30? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Think about basketball, right? Chris Paul, like 34, 36 years old, getting paid. Granted, they don't sacrifice their bodies nowhere near as much. But like you said, in the NFL, a running back is considered old at 30. A running back is considered old at 28. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, the average running back get drafted at age 21, at age 21, 22. And for the most part, by the time they get to their second contract, if they get a second contract, they're considered already over the hump. Think about Ezekiel Elliott. People already think Ezekiel Elliott is already going downhill, and I agree with them. But again, he another man that wanted his money early, and he got it. So can you blame the man? Can you blame him? Saquon Barkley. He's another guy. I don't know if he got his money early yet, but Okay, so he did get paid. All right. Saquon Barkley signed an extension. Okay. All right. But his contract don't kick in until next year. Actually, no. I take that back. I take that back. Like we gotta really acknowledge this, man. He didn't even get his big payday yet. He didn't even get his big payday yet. And he done dealt with injuries like crazy. Like crazy. Like crazy. So we're gonna see what happens to him. Jay Young, I'm gonna be watching, but I'm gonna charge my phone. Of course, bro. I appreciate you. Get that joint up. Charge it up, baby. Get the juice up. Lucas Hallman, you're young at 30 in any other career, even basketball. Exactly. People say in basketball, you just hitting your prime around 30. You know what I'm saying? You're just hitting your prime. You're just starting to really maximize your skill set. Lucas says, I just decided to get vaccinated because I'm not trying to get corona again and play basketball season. I feel you, bro. I ain't mad at that. Take care of your body, man. Do the best thing for you and your family. Yeah, he let Matt get in with this COVID-19. Who knows, right? Cam should have never let that COVID thing get in the way, man. It's crazy. Some thought Eagles would sign Cam. That's funny. Eagles Uncensored podcast. Tone was good, man. Hope all's well. Everything is great, my brother. I appreciate you for locking in as always. Eagles fans, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go subscribe to Eagles Uncensored podcast. The Eagles Uncensored podcast is one of the most blunt, one of the most hard-hitting Eagles content creators out there right now, man. He's up and coming like myself, and the dude is a real humble guy. The dude gives you his heart, his soul, and he's just a genuine, just genuine energy, man. Just genuine energy. Hey, Eagles Uncensored, are you surprised JJ made this roster? Because, hey, I am. Shlomo Ewing, what up, bro? You said right, cut day is brutal. It is. It's a sad day for some, but it's a beautiful day for. It's a sad day for most, but it's a beautiful day for some. That's keeping it 100. And oh boy, not trying to back up Hurts. He wants to start. I'm right. I can't get mad at Cam. He keeping it 100. I can't get mad at all. Larry Marshall, you're right, Tone. A lot of lifelong dreams gone. Think about it. Think about it. Think about you dedicating your life. So you dedicated all of your natural born life to get to this moment. And you get cut. Or you might get injured. And that's it. You tear your ACL. That's your future. Who gonna want to take a chance on you? You know what I'm saying? So it's a sad day. Philly Pop, what's going on, sir? What's up to you, young man? I've been feeling your podcast for a while now. Congrats and good luck to you and the wifey. Sir, thank you so much. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful for your love and support and your dedication to my content. You know, my goal is just to give you guys my heart, my analysis, my passion, my essence, give you guys my all, give you guys what's going on in my mind. So I'm grateful to you, sir. Stay tuned. The content only gets better. You already know Eagles Uncensored. You my man. You already know. He says, yeah, but not we all know JJ is a Howie guy. So when he said he was doing the 53, I kind of figured. Yeah, but you know, as much as I hate to do it, we got to give JJ credit for that wild touchdown catch. I didn't see that thing coming. When that ball got thrown to him, I was like, here go a drop. He snatched it. And I was like, damn. I gotta give credit where credit is due. You know, Travis Fulgham didn't give us none of that. Travis Fulgham fumbled in the red zone. You know, he was trying to fight for extra yards. He was trying to fight, but he should have held on to that ball into the whistle, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's really a shame. Really a shame. But we got our starting quarterback officially now. Officially. We all knew he was the starter, but things officially came out. About time, right? About time. About time. Now that we have our 53-man roster, we have to look at who needs to break out. Who do we expect to break out? So everybody out of the 53-man roster, out of everybody that we know that made the 53-man roster, what do we expect? What do we expect? What are we expecting from Kenny Gainwell? You know what I'm saying? What are we expecting from Jalen Reagor, Devontae Smith? What are we expecting from Dallas Goedert? What are we expecting from Marlon Tuipulotu, Milton Williams? Now that the 53-man roster is locked in for now, what are you guys' expectations thus far? How do you guys feel about our roster? Do you guys feel like we have potential to be a top 10 offense and defense? What do you guys think? I'm curious about that. Jay Young says, real quick, that brings me to question. That brings me to my question. What surprise QB would be a surprise cut in the league? Well, Cam was a surprise cut. That was the one QB I didn't see getting cut. I can't think of any other quarterback that I feel will be a surprise cut. That was the ultimate surprise, really. And it happened fast. Happened real fast. Happened really fast. Jay Young says, hopefully good things from all players. Yeah, I'm pulling for good things from all players too, man. Pulling for good things. Larry Marshall, I believe Smith will open up the middle so much that Dallas is going to be a problem. Big facts. I like that. See, the good thing about Devontae Smith, he's an impeccable route runner. Impeccable. The defense is going to, at some point, have to double team him. And his footwork, his attention to detail, how he's able to make everything look like it's the same thing. He just creates so much separation. It's going to be an exciting season for Devontae Smith. I expect over 850 yards, about 5 to 7 touchdowns. You know what I mean? I'm expecting about 60 to 75 receptions. You got to think about it. We're going to spread that ball around a lot. We got Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz throwing the ball to the running backs. I'm expecting like 60 to 75 catches, over 850 yards for Devontae Smith. I'm expecting that. Mr. 610, what's going on? How you feeling, man? Good to see you, bro. Appreciate you as always, my guy. Jay Young, okay, then what surprise pro cut quarterback would be a surprise cut to you? Okay. Interesting. A surprise cut for me would be Nick Foles. That'd be a surprise cut, but they already said they're going to trade him, and they're going to trade him somewhere he want to go. That'd be a surprise cut. Mitchell Trubisky, that'd be a surprise cut, but he's the backup in Buffalo. That would be a surprise cut. Trying to think who else. That's a good question, though, Jay Young. It's a real good question. Yes, sir. I agree. Yeah. Devontae Smith, he gonna eat this year. He ain't got no choice but to. He gonna eat this year. He gonna eat. He gonna eat. We gonna acknowledge that. He gonna most definitely eat. But yeah, we got 18 people in the live stream, you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I'd be so grateful for that. It really helps the YouTube algorithms. It really helps people find the content. It truly does. Who do you guys think the Eagles need to go after? Through waivers. What's some names that caught your eye through waivers? Larry Marshall said a surprise cut would be Kirk Cousins. They ain't cutting him. He's the only quarterback. they ain't cutting him. The next out west with Philly Foothills. What's going on, my guy, my brother? How are you feeling, man? Thank you so much for being here, locking in on my content. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my guy, the next out west with Philly Foothills. He always giving you all that hot fire. He always giving you that fuego, holding it down on the West Coast. You know what I mean? My man is holding it down. Make sure you go subscribe to my man. Go like his content. Go share it. He gives you analysis, gives you his passion. He's the ultimate Eagles fan. One of the best backgrounds, one of the best sports memorabilia that I've seen. Shout out to my man Philly Foothill holding it down. The next out west. T. Lewis, Tevin Lewis. What's up, family? We should pick up Rasul Douglas for more depth at corner. I don't know. I'm not a fan of going backwards. I'm not really a fan of. I'm not a fan of moving backwards. Am I wrong in feeling that way? I don't think we should go after Rasul Douglas. It's not like he's familiar with this defense because we got a new coaching staff. They don't have any ties to him. So there would be no reason for them to go off on a limb. Besides, I wouldn't even want that. We already know what Rasul Douglas is for the most part. I even heard Cindy Jones got traded from the Jags to the Seattle Seahawks. So Cindy Jones got some kind of value, man. Cindy Jones got some kind of value. Did you guys hear Howie say quarterback factory again? I know he was kind of saying it tongue in cheek. He was trying to be a little cheeky about it, but I don't want to ever hear quarterback factory ever again. Ever again. You want to know the crazy thing about the NFL? Alabama got 3 starting quarterbacks, and 2 of them are in the AFC East. That's wild. That's wild, man. That's wild. And then I want to talk about this too. I know we gave Howie Roseman a lot of grief, but somehow, some way, he be finding a way to make deals, man. He basically, I know I mentioned it before, but he basically flipped Matt Pryor for Gardner Minshew. How the hell did he do that? We lost the 6th round pick, got it right back. You got to get that man credit. Got to get that man credit. Got to get that man credit, man. Hey, did y'all hear about Jay Young, especially with Jalen Hurts being a QB starter? Of course, Devontae Smith is going to be eating it with Jalen Smith. Jalen and Smith history is going to be cooking up for our Eagles. Fly Eagles fly. Desert Eagle 90, what's up, my brother? Appreciate you for locking in. You already know how we get down. Make sure you go lock in on my man, my God, Desert Eagle 90, the ultimate family man. My man be grinding the content. Super dope. Man, he be gaming. He also puts up gaming vids as well. My man be dropping the content no matter where he at. My man committed, and I love it. One of the earlier guys to show me love in this content game. Desert Eagle 90 has always shown me love from the beginning, always rooted for me. I salute you, my brother. Grateful for you. So grateful for you. Make sure you guys go like and subscribe to his content. Make sure you go subscribe to Desert Eagle 90's YouTube channel. He is one of the best out here doing it as well. My man be taking on some crazy bets, man. And he lives up to his bets as well. He's an honorable guy. So make sure you guys go lock in on Desert Eagle 90. Go subscribe to his channel. A real dope individual, a real humble guy as well, a real genuine guy. Mr. 610, I'm just getting on the tube today, which was the major cuts. So if you guys are just getting here, major cuts included Travis Fulgham, John Hightower, Andrew Adams, the safety, Jason Huntley at running back, Raekwon Williams at defensive tackle, Ross Pierschbacher at offensive lineman, Michael Jaquette at corner, Craig James at corner, Matt Pryor was traded to the Colts, Rashad Smith at linebacker, Kerry Angeline at tight end, Elijah Holyfield at running back, Jaquan Bailey, defensive end, Markin Michael at wide receiver, Andre Patton at wide receiver. Matt Leo was also waived, but he has the international exemption, so he'll be back on the team as well. And Nick Mullins, as we already know. So a lot of guys were cut, man. A lot of guys. Also, some guys who were cut as well. Give me a moment. I'm going to give you some more guys. Excuse me. The rest of those guys include offensive lineman LaRaven Clark, running back Jordan Howard, defensive tackle Hassan Ridgeway, tight end Richard Rodgers, cornerback Kavon Seymour, safety Graylin Arnold, offensive lineman Coyote Awasika, offensive lineman Sua Upeta, safety Elijah Riley, linebacker Jacoby Stevens. A lot of guys. Jacoby Stevens getting cut really surprised me. Granted, them moving him to linebacker probably hurt him as far as making his roster, because if he would have stayed at safety, which is something he played in college, but he always stayed in the box, so they wanted to transition him to safety. Maybe if he was a safety, he probably would have made his roster. I don't know. But Jacoby Stevens, that's an unfortunate cut. I really had high hopes for him, but hopefully he passed the waivers. We bring him back to the practice squad. I was really shocked that we let go of Jordan Howard. That shocked me tremendously. What's up, Max? How you feeling, man? Welcome to the live stream as always showing love. Desert Eagle 90. You already know how we get down, bro. You already know it's love. Everything is love. But yeah, who are some guys that you were surprised that got cut? Who are some guys that got cut that you wanted to make this roster? Talk to me. Who's some players that you guys wanted to make this roster, but they got cut? For me, it was Travis Fulgham. I really wanted Travis Fulgham to make this roster. I was really pulling for him. But if I'm being completely honest with myself, if I'm being completely objective about the situation, he didn't help his case at all. So you guys in the live chat, drop down some names that you guys thought would make this roster, but they didn't, or guys that you really was pulling for to make the roster, but they just didn't make the cut. Talk to me. Some of the names that got cut once again: Andrew Adams, safety; LaRaven Clark, offensive lineman; Jordan Howard at running back; Hassan Ridgeway at defensive tackle; Richard Rodgers at tight end; Kavon Seymour at corner; Graylin Arnold at safety; Coyote Awasika at offensive lineman; Travis Fulgham at wide receiver; John Hightower, wide receiver; Jason Huntley, running back; cornerback Michael Jaquette; cornerback Craig James; defensive end Matt Leo, but he has an international exemption; Sua Upeta at offensive lineman; wide receiver Andre Patton; Ross Pierschbacher, offensive lineman; Elijah Riley, safety; Jacoby Stevens, linebacker; Raekwon Williams, defensive tackle. And on top of that, Blake Countess, the safety, was placed on the injured reserve list, and defensive tackle T.Y. McGill is on the reserve COVID-19 list. I really like T.Y. McGill. I feel like he was really, grinding and going hard. He had two sacks last game. Ibn Brown says, Tone, no lie, I think we need another running back and pick up another wide receiver from waivers. Possibly. It's a strong possibility. You never know. I really thought they was going to keep a power back on the roster, if I'm being honest with you, bro. I really thought they was going to have 4 running backs. But I guess they're really happy with Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, and Boston Scott. This actually, if you really think about it, this tells a lot about the type of offense we're going to run. We're going to be throwing the ball. We're going to be getting our wide receivers really involved in the passing game. All these running backs that we have. I'm sorry, we're going to really be getting our running backs involved in this passing game. All these running backs that we have are all fairly decent pass catchers. Kenny Gainwell is the best one. Then you have Boston Scott, and then Miles Sanders under him. All those guys can take it to the house if you pass him the ball in the flat. Miles Sanders just got to catch it. Hopefully he gets those drops cleaned up. And then as far as wide receiver, I don't know. If you really think about it, who would you go after in waivers right now? Because obviously our top guys are Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins. Those are going to be the guys who are going to be getting most of the reps. And then beyond that, you got Greg Ward, who I'm comfortable with. Then J.J. Whiteside, who was the only question mark, really, to me. Mr. 610, wow, Howard and Fulgham, shaking my head. Yeah, man. It broke my heart. It broke my heart. Jordan Howard really was, he did everything right. He stayed healthy. He was, he was in the best shape of his life. He was really, he was really trying, but he didn't really make any splashes. Larry Marshall, Ridgeway surprised me. Milton must have been a real monster. Actually, Ridgeway did surprise me, but at the same time, it didn't. If that makes sense, Ridgeway really didn't do anything throughout the preseason, and he really didn't do anything. He really didn't do anything during training camp or during the joint practices. He wasn't really dominant or impactful. I agree. The playbook going to be very lengthy for sure, man. For sure. Eagles Uncensored podcast says, I feel we bring Howard back in the next couple of days. It's possible. It's possible. It's very possible. I don't see them. I don't think we should go into this season not having a power running back. I think that makes us very limited in short yardage situations. Who's going to get that 1 yard, that inch that you need? Who's going to get that for you? I think Elijah Holyfield did his thing in the Jets preseason game, but who knows? They may bring him back. He's younger than Jordan Howard, and then Jordan Howard is a better pass blocker though. So that's another thing. Who's going to be that willing pass blocker in the running back room? Now I know Miles Sanders not afraid, but he's not the best pass blocker. I know Boston Scott not afraid, but he's not the best. And Kenny Gainwell too small. He not, you know what I mean? So I think we really need to bring back either Jordan Howard or Elijah Holyfield. We need a power back in this room. We need it. It's going to give us more versatility in short yardage situations. Paul 44 says, Tone, you are making my time at work go faster. Hey, my brother, my guy. This is why I'm here. It's so funny. When I'm at work, I'm always watching podcasts or listening to podcasts. I'm always listening to sports talk, always listening to other content creators, always watching other content, whatever it may be. And that really helps my day go by faster as well. Hope, Lord willing, my guy, you're going to get home safely. You take your time on those roads. You know what I mean? If you're taking public transportation, you take your time as well. Watch your surroundings. You know what I mean? Get home to the family, eat a good meal, get some rest, throw on a good movie, maybe watch some highlights, maybe watch some more content, whatever it is, man. Just make sure you enjoy the rest of your evening, my guy. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And hopefully your bosses and your supervisors appreciate you as well. Matter of fact, shout out to all the people that's still at work, man. Shout out to all the people who are still punching in the clock, burning the midnight oil. Shout out to all those people who are still grinding right now, still trying to bring home the bacon, still trying to feed the babies, still trying to make sure wifey can get them shoes she like. You know what I mean? Shout out to all those people. Also, shout out to the people who did make it home safely. Shout out to the people who probably had maybe a detour. Shout out to the people who maybe got to work, maybe got to go in tonight, work the overnight shift. You did what I'm saying? Shout out to all you guys. Always grateful for your support. The content is nothing without you guys. You guys help me thrive. You guys help me thrive. Never forget. Also, you guys, make sure you go check out the Chalk It Up merch shop as well. As I always say, the links are available down below in the description if you want to support me and the channel. The content is amazing, but the merch is even better. Prices are great, especially with the holidays coming around. Make sure you guys lace yourselves. I know things are going to get cold, so you can get that Charges to the Game t-shirt. And then on top of that, get yourself a Charges to the Game hoodie. You know what I mean? It'll keep you warm, and I got different flavors. Got black and black. We got red. You know what I mean? Charge to the game. You know, something slight, something nice and simple. What I like to do is I don't like to have merch that I know for a fact I wouldn't wear. You know what I mean? That's my whole thing. I like having merch that I know for a fact I would wear. It's really that simple for me. So hopefully you guys like what y'all see. Y'all lock in on this merch. Like I said, man, we got Church to the Game t-shirts. It's still a little warm outside. So make sure you guys go lock in on these as well. Even got Chalk It Up hoodies with the Eagles emblem. Got these coming in different, well, my Eagle emblem. All original logos, everything. Coming to different flavors. I really like this color. I think this is one of the dopest colors. Make sure you guys go lock in on that. It'd be dope to see you guys at the Eagles game rocking the gear. That'd be a blessing. And if you're a basketball fan more than anything, you already know how I get down. I got y'all set up, man. About the Ballin' on 76 hoodies. Coming to different colorways. You know what I mean? I take care of y'all because I love y'all. And then y'all know when y'all go to these sports events, right? Y'all got to wear y'all mask. And sometimes, and they not letting people come in with bandanas. So I got the Chalk It Up Eagle face mask, only $9.99, a very fair price, very high quality, very high quality. Different colorways, you know, that black, that gray, and that Kelly green. And I even got the Ballin' on 76 face mask as well, black and gray. I know for a fact y'all gonna like those. And we got neck gaiters too. These are fire as well. Make sure you guys go lock in on these too. These are dope. Super dope. Coming in different colorways. I made everything as affordable as I possibly could. I made everything as affordable as Teespring would allow me to. I really believe it's important to make sure these things are attainable for you guys. I understand we're in a pandemic. I understand a lot of people are balling on a budget. So I wanted to make sure all my merch was as affordable as I possibly could make it. I wanted to make sure all my merch was as affordable as Teespring would allow me to. So make sure you guys go lock in on the merch as well. I'd be super grateful for that, man. I'd be super grateful for that. Desert Eagle says, here, LOL, ready to go home. I bet you is, man. I bet you is. You make sure you get home safe too, my guy. Get home safe to those babies. Also, shout out to Desert Eagle 90's son. My man started, I think he started kindergarten, right? Or preschool. Shout out to Desert Eagle 90's son, man. I think it was kindergarten or preschool. Shout out to him. Paul 44. I would like to see Huntley on the practice squad. If not picked up, I like his speed. Yeah, Huntley's very fast. He's definitely a good special teamer. He has a lot of speed. Sonic showing love to Desert Eagle 90. You know what I mean? Paul says, which games are you going to? I'm looking at either Tampa Bay or KC. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know yet, man. I don't know yet. Normally me and my dad go to a game. So I'm just trying to me and him trying to coordinate that right now. So I would love to go to a rivalry game. I would love to go to a rivalry game. That's my goal. You know one thing that I love about Cam Newton? He handling this cut very well. He telling people, don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. It's part of the game. And I respect that. Paul says, your merch is very affordable. I will be picking up a hoodie. Fall's coming. Yes, sir. Make sure you go lace yourself. Lace your family. You know, lace all your fellow Eagles fans, man. Bobby Murphy says, I think they did a wink deal with Howard. I think he'll be back. Hey, because you got to think about it. They didn't play him in that final preseason game. They didn't play him. And that means something to me. That means something. They didn't play him in that final preseason game. Tell me why. They let Elijah Holyfield get the majority of the snaps because maybe they wanted to help Elijah Holyfield maybe get signed somewhere, maybe help him get an opportunity because they know they're going to bring back Jordan Howard. Bobby Murphy, that's a good point, man. Maybe they did a wink deal. He'll be back most likely, hopefully, because I feel like we need a power back. You know, hey, Philly the podcast, my brother. I appreciate you for locking in, my guy. Make sure you guys go lock in on Philly the podcast, hosted by Joe Castro, Joe Fresco, the virtuoso, the guy with the most machismo. You know what I'm saying? My man does it real big, giving you interviews, giving you analysis, giving you updates and reports, news and rumors. He does it all. He does it all. Shout out to his homie Brandon for rocking out with him doing the content as well. Shout out to the whole Philly the podcast conglomerate. They going up, man. They going up. Philly, I got a question for you, man. How did you feel about Jordan Howard getting cut? How did you feel about Travis Fulgham getting cut? I really want to ask you specifically, Philly. How did you feel about those two particular players getting cut, Travis Fulgham and Jordan Howard? Let me know. Eagles Uncensored podcast. Well, Tone, you have a good one, brother. I'll be seeing you soon. God bless to you and the family. I appreciate you, my guy. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the Eagles Uncensored podcast. He is up and coming like myself. Great content, a great dude, a humble guy, and he's on his way up, man. Make sure you guys go lock in on him. Jinx Wolf says, I'm going to the Eagles versus KC and Eagles versus Cowboys week 17. Ooh, Jinx. That's what I'm talking about. Drew says, question. What up, Tone, the King? Were there any major cuts in our division that need mentioning? So let's find out. So I'm pretty sure you already know about our cuts. So when it comes to the Cowboys, give me one moment. I got it right here. Got you right here, my guy. So the Cowboys cut Garrett Gilbert, quarterback, Darian Thompson. They cut Ben DiNucci. I don't really see anybody that's really formidable that we need to really think about right now. Let's look at the Giants. So the Giants cut Corey Clement, the running back. He used to play for us. They cut Chad Slade, offensive lineman, Jonathan Harrison, and Kenny Wiggins. They cut linebackers Efidi Odeningu, Ryan Anderson. They cut defensive lineman Willie Henry. Who else? They waived David Sills, Damian Willis, Matt Cole. They cut who else? Yeah, not too many names that are notable. Let's go to the Washington football team. The Washington football team released running back Peyton Barber. Wow, I didn't see that coming. They cut Peyton Barber, offensive lineman, Bo Benshawel, defensive end William Brady King, wide receiver Tony Brown and Antonio Gandy Golden. They cut offensive lineman Keith Ishmael, cornerback Danny Johnson, linebacker Jordan Kunasiznik, defensive tackle Devereaux Lawrence, safety Cole Luke, linebacker David Mayo. Nothing notable. Nothing notable. So the division is pretty locked up. Philly says, I'm confused about Jordan, annoyed about Fulgham. Yeah, bro. I was really annoyed about the whole Travis Fulgham cut. I understand it, but I'm annoyed. And then I was really confused about Jordan Howard because they didn't play him. They didn't play him during that last preseason game. So what are their thoughts? What are they thinking? I don't understand it. Are they going to bring Jordan Howard back through waivers if he clears it? I don't know. We'll find out, man. Hi, Fulgham. Bye, Fulgham. Travis was just a guy. He had He had a great 4-game stretch, then was locked down by Cleveland. He never recovered. Yeah, man, he never did recover. On top of that, he was stagnated by the presence of Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson. They took his reps, and then that he never recovered from that. J Love 47. What's going on, family? I don't see how we win more than 4 games. What, bro? Huh? That's crazy. That's crazy, J Love. I don't like. Did you look at the schedule? To say you don't see how we win more than 4 games is wild. Wow. We can't get any worse than last year. So we only can get better. And we're healthier at this point than we were last year at this point. Our biggest issue last year was lack of continuity on the offensive line and lack of a dominant running game. And obviously our quarterback was wet in the bed. So I think we have a better shot having a much better record this year, J Love. I vehemently disagree with that statement. I predict at minimum 8 to 9 wins, at the most 10 wins. I predict 8 to 10 wins. Fly Eagles TV says, I don't get the John Hightower cut. Yeah, man, that was wild. But at the same time, they might try to bring him back to the practice squad if I'm being completely honest with you. Justin Lang says, where do you rank Jalen Hurts? So are you talking about amongst the division, amongst the entire NFL? Give me a little bit of a scope. Give me a little bit of a scope. He's unproven, though. I have to be real about that. I'll be real with you about this, though. He's completely unproven. He has earned nothing in his NFL. He's the starter, yes, but he still has a lot to prove. I'm very optimistic about his success, though. I'll say that much. I'm very optimistic about Jalen Hurts' success. I'm very optimistic about how good he can be, but he has to show us just how these other teams, the entire NFL. Okay, so just like these other teams, just how I always say, they got to show me. Jalen Hurts got to show me. He got to show us how good he is. If I'm being completely honest with you, I can't fairly rank him. He hasn't shown me a big enough resume for me to properly rank him. I will say this, though. I believe he top 20. How's that? I say he top 20 right now. I'll definitely give him top 20. I give him top 20 to 23. Yeah, that top 20 to 23. Yeah, I'll say that because again, we don't know much. We don't know just how good he can be. I'm hoping that he models his success, models his game after Russell Wilson. Hopefully, this offensive line can stay healthy. The running backs can get things going, and we can see just how good this team can be. We can see just how good he can be. Bobby Murphy, he says, I think Cowboys might go after Newton or another veteran quarterback. The only backup quarterback they have now is Cooper Rush. Yeah, they cut Ben DiNucci also, so I actually wouldn't be surprised if they go after Cam. Marquette Spikes, what's going on? He says, what's good with you? I'm on a wait to see what happens type thing. I just think that health is the most important part to this, big time. I agree with you on that. Health is the most important thing about this season. If we can stay healthy all year, I definitely give us 8 to 10 wins. If we can stay healthy, we could run with anybody. Bobby Murphy says, if we stay healthy, especially on the O-line, I think we win the East. Okay. Jinx Wolf, we definitely will win more than 4 games. Yeah, I didn't understand what that was about. Eagle has landed. Why am I more happy about Matt Pryor being traded than anything else than the Eagles did today? I feel you. Matt Pryor was a liability constantly, bro. If you guys are just hopping in on a live stream, make sure you guys hit that like button. I'd be so grateful for that. If you guys hit the like button, it helps more people get into the live stream. More people in the live stream, then y'all can talk more trash. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can get more spicy. We can we can rap more. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Marcus Spikes, yeah, bro. We could beat at least our division once once. We could beat at least our division once. That's three wins. Bears, Vikings, Lions, Broncos, Chargers, Jets, Falcons, 49ers, at least. Right. That's what I'm saying. We could beat the Bears. We could beat the Vikings. We could beat the Lions. We could beat the Broncos. I think the Chargers are very beatable. We could beat the Jets. I think the Falcons are beatable. I even think the 49ers are beatable as well because they're trying to do this whole dual quarterback thing, and I don't think it's going to work. For J Love 47 says 4 games may be an exaggeration, but I say that because I just don't believe in Hurts, Tone. That's all, bro. But what led you to believe that? What leads you to not believe in him? I don't understand. Like, where's your how do you base that opinion? Where do you base that opinion? You must be a Carson Wentz fan. Marquez Sparks says, Tone, I'll give him top 15. Oh, wow. Okay. Paul 44 says, if the O-line stays healthy, I can see how our defense isn't. I can't see how our defense isn't explosive. I got you, Paul. I forget what you were saying. Fly Eagles TV says, I got us between 6 to 9 wins. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not high on this defense. They have to prove it to me. I get that. Our cornerback depth is definitely shaky for the simple fact that if one of those guys go down, Darius Slayer, Steven Nelson, I don't know if I trust anybody beyond that on the boundary, if I'm being completely honest with you. And then when it comes to the D-backs, the safeties, the only person I trust back there really is Anthony Harris. Rodney McLeod is, he's up there in age and, he's coming off an ACL tear, so who knows how dynamic he can be. The Kevon Wallace hasn't shown me enough to prove that he can be a starter. And then Marcus Epps, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. Drew, what's going on? His question, I have the second pick in my keeper fantasy football league. I'm torn between Kamara and Cook. Your thoughts? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I want to say Alvin Kamara because he does a lot. He catches the ball. He's more versatile. But Dalvin Cook is a problem. Dalvin Cook is a problem. Duke Alvin Kamara because Michael Thomas is hurt. Michael Thomas, I think he's coming off an injury or he's hurt or whatever. Pick Alvin Kamara. I would pick Alvin Kamara. Just because of the fact that Jameis Winston's going to be throwing that ball to him a lot. J-Jaw, what's up, Tone, a.k.a. Respect the Stash? Just listen to McMullen. He said Sirianni watched Gardner Minshew play 4 games, one of which Minshew started 19 of 20. The Eagles don't believe in Hurts. I don't necessarily think that's the case when they brought him in. Not can. I got you, Paul. Drew, big facts. Jalen Hurts has to show me the money. Exactly. J Love, come on now. Hurts don't got an arm and look worse than Wentz to end the season, but we'll see. Huh? What? Huh? J Love, what are you watching? Yeah, the record was 1-3, but they pulled him out of the last game, so you can't even say that. And then the Cardinals game, he was gunslinging. He put up 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards passing. The defense failed that game, not him. Like, talk about it with some context, bro. There's no context in your statement. Let's be honest. And people keep talking about this arm concept. You think he's throwing the ball 80 yards every play? What is this logic behind? Like, people burn me up. People burn me up when they talk about he don't have an arm. What does that even mean? That he can't throw the ball 100 miles per hour? That he can't throw the ball 80 yards every play? No one's throwing the ball 80 yards per play. I care more about him putting the ball where it needs to be versus how hard or how far he can throw the ball. Like, this whole arm argument that people have about Jalen Hurts is completely fictitious. Like, people say he ain't got an arm. My man was slinging the ball all throughout college. He threw for over 300 yards against the Arizona Cardinals. I don't understand his logic behind arm. You know what I'm saying? And you say this guy went 1-3, and people acting like he's the next Russell Wilson. No, that's not what people are doing. People are being optimistic about their reality. They understand that he has all the tools to be great. He's mobile. He's athletic. He has leadership qualities that you want to get behind. He was the runner-up for the Heisman. So how can you say he's not talented? How can you say what people don't see in him? He was the runner-up for the Heisman. He could have easily won it, but Joe Burrow had one of those Cinderella seasons. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give credit where credit is due. But Jalen Hurts, he came into a dire situation last year. No training camp, no preseason. He played behind 14 different. He had to deal with the entire team had to deal with 14 different offensive line combinations. The wide receivers were dropping everything and inconsistent injuries all across the board. And he beat the number one defense at the time in the New Orleans Saints. He went toe-to-toe with Kyler Murray, throwing over 300 touchdowns, throwing over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And the defense lost the game, if we're being completely honest. And then the following game, he didn't look too good in the Dallas game. And then the Washington football team game, in the Washington game, they took him out before he could finish the game. They took him out before he could finish the game. So we was only down by 7. So how can you say he won in 3? And how can you say he ain't got an arm? Your argument is baseless, my friend. It's baseless. It's baseless. Add some more context and maybe we could talk. Nikki Cunningham, how are Kamara and Cooks available in the Keepers League? Marquette Spikes, I think in the trenches is where we must place in at least top 5 offensive line and defensive line. As far as secondary, we got to grab more body vets. Yeah. Like I'm real nervous about our safeties. I'm real nervous about the depth of our corners. After 2 seasons, you have to give up your first round picks. Oh, you must have been in this league for a while. Justin Lane, do you think Kenny Gainwell is going to produce? Should I take him in fantasy over David Johnson? Yes. I would take Kenny Gainwell over David Johnson. David Johnson is washed. I'm sorry. No disrespect to him, but David Johnson just ain't got it no more, man. He ain't got it. I would take Kenny Gainwell over David Johnson. I feel like Kenny Gainwell is going to get a lot of touches in the passing game. He's going to be used in a various amount of ways. I really believe that. J. Joseph Sirianni and Minshew both came from the AFC South. Then the Eagles go trade for Minshew. I think the Eagles now have 2 darts to throw at the board. Interesting. Dean Cunningham says, people who question Hurts have legitimate concerns. Marquette Spikes, bro, the fact that Hurts went up against 2 of the best defense and threw over 600 yards and at least 6 or 7 touchdowns. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand people talking about. I feel you, Marquette. Bobby Murphy, Hurts had a higher completion percentage playing in the SEC than Wentz did playing in Division 1 coming out of college. And Carson Wentz was in that Division 1A or whatever you want to call it. Like, okay, do you think defenses will key on Kamara, though? That's a good point, too. That's a good point. When you put it that way, the Minnesota Vikings have Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, which is going to prevent them from stacking the box. And Dalvin Cook could probably eat. You got me there. You got me there. I don't want to be wishy-washy because I don't want you to blame me if you picked the wrong guy. But you know what I'm saying? You really can't go wrong with either one, if I'm being honest. Eddie Holmes, facts, because he threw the ball real good when he was at Oklahoma and Alabama. Right. Nicky Cunningham, I have had Kamara his whole career in my dynasty league. I am shopping him for a high price. He is aging and the team is changing. Cooks all day. People don't remember that Kamara was slumped last year. That's true. That's very true. He did slump. Leadership, what did he lead? The hyperbole, bro. Y'all give boy a pass because he a rookie, but we'll see. I don't think he complete the season. And people who think Hurts got an arm bugging. Bro, you're not making sense. Everybody give rookies a pass. Like what do you be saying, J Love? Everyone gives rookies a pass. Like anybody that comes with the rookie season, everybody gives that rookie a pass because it's a transitional period. How many rookies really dominate their first year? And then especially if you come in only playing 4 games, if 3.5 to be exact, and then on top of that, the whole team was injured, and you dealing with a lackluster coaching staff. Talk about the nuance. Are you an Eagles fan or not? Now I'm pulling your card. Are you an Eagles fan or not? Or are you just masquerading? I'm pulling your card. Because yes, leadership is important. The quarterback position is one of the positions in sports that you need to be the sharpest, need to be the most astute in leadership, need to be the most confident. These guys want to play behind you. Them guys didn't believe in Wentz. You a Carson Wentz fan. That's what it is. Those guys didn't believe in Wentz. They didn't believe in him. Think about what's going on with the Indianapolis Colts right now. Reports are already coming out that Carson Wentz is failing his team. They don't believe in him. They call him selfish. He brought the same problems that he had in Philly over to the Colts. Come on now, keep it real. Don't understate the concept of leadership in sports, in football. Your quarterback has to be the ultimate competitor. He has to be poised. He has to be unshakable. Unshakable. And Jalen Hurts has proven to be unshakable despite everything that's been going on. He's been doing his job, performing in training camp, doing what he's supposed to do. He didn't, in my opinion, they should have had him playing more snaps in preseason. I wanted to see more, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But the bottom line is this, though. Any rookie coming in, you can't hold them to the rookie season. When Carson Wentz came in, nobody held him to the rookie season. Anybody coming in and running, but no matter what position you play, that rookie season is a transitional period. Most rookies don't make an impact like that unless you're a top 3, top 5 pick. So you got to ease up, my brother. You got to be trolling. I'm pulling your card. That Eagles green don't look good on you. Marcus Messiah, the Eagles need a running back that weighs over 150 pounds, don't they? That's funny. Jay Young says, I'm back. Jinx Wolf, I guess some funds rather have a quarterback with an arm than accuracy. Right. Everybody wanted Brett Favre. Dominic Barrett, Jalen Hurts in college 65%. Trevor Lawrence had a 66.9%. Jalen also had one more year played with 300 more attempts. Explain how he can't throw again. Did you mean can't, Dominique Barrett? Did you mean can't? How he can throw again? I'm trying to understand. Hold on. I'm not understanding what side of the fence you on, Dominique. I just want to understand what side of the fence you on. Because to your point, the completion percentage there's not much of a disparity. But Jalen threw the ball. He had one more year played and threw the ball on 300 more times and still maintain accuracy. Oh, can't. Okay, got you, Dominic Barrett. Can't. Got you. Just want to make sure that's what you're saying. Okay. So yeah, like I don't understand how people like I said, it's a vendetta against this man. He ain't even did nothing yet. He ain't even did nothing to lose your trust yet. That's my whole thing. He ain't even did nothing to lose your trust yet. Like, it's real strange how people just jump out the window like that. It's real strange. Nikki says we need to stop recalling players' college stats. It might as well be a different sport. It very rarely translates. I feel you, Nikki, but here's my thing though. People pick and choose who they want to value college stats with. That's my issue. People pick and choose who they want to put on this pedestal. You know what I'm saying? People pick and choose. One player, oh yeah, look what he did in college. The other player, oh no, college don't count. We pick and choose who we want to use college stats with. So my thing is, he's shown that he's capable of doing different things. He's capable of being accurate, whatever it may be. My whole thing is he's in the NFL now, and I rarely ever recall college stats. I rarely ever do that. But my problem is the fact that people are jumping out the window saying this man ain't got it. He ain't even had a chance to show you nothing yet. He ain't even show you nothing yet. So you know what it is? I'm keeping receipts. Anybody that jumped out the window, stay there. Stay there. Because it's gonna be real interesting. Because we ultimately don't know how good or bad this man can be. We don't know. But I know one thing. He beat the number one defense in the Saints at the time last year. He beat them. He went toe-to-toe with Kyler Murray, threw over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? He did that. The defense lost the game, not him. He had a bad game against the Dallas Cowboys. I give you that. But then he threw that bomb to Deshaun Jackson. But he ain't got an arm, though. He ain't got an arm. But you saw him throw that bomb to Deshaun Jackson. Make it make sense. He lost that game, though. The team fell off the cliff after that. We lost like 17-34 or something like that. But he threw that bomb to D-Jack, but he ain't got an arm. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then the Washington football team game, we was only down by 7 points. Coach pulled him, the tank. So he played 3.5 games. Like with the injured O-line with 14 different offensive line combinations throughout the entire season. No training camp, no preseason. Only played with the scout team and second stringers and so on and so forth. No real opportunity. Came into that Green Bay game. People forget. Came into the Green Bay game. Threw it. As soon as he came in, threw a touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey caught it, I think. I can't remember who caught it. I don't know. But came in, threw a touchdown. Carson Wentz got benched that game. Jalen Hurts came out halftime, threw a touchdown. Come on, man. Make it make sense. Justin Lane, people just assume that running QBs can't throw. I know they hating. They be hating. It's strange. It might be a troll, Jay Young. Marcus Sparks says, J Love, you just better off just saying you don't like him. Question with our offensive line banged up. Name any quarterback in the league that would do well. You see what Mahomes did in that bowl? Exactly. J Love, of course I'm an Eagles fan, bro. Organization failed once and it's going to come back to bite us in the ass, but y'all keep believing in this gimmicky quarterback. Get over it. He gone. Get over it. He gone. He gone. Carson Wentz failed himself. He gone. He gone. Let it go. He gone. He failed himself. I don't get some fans. I feel you. Tevin Lewis. Quez and Devontae about to go stupid this year. I really believe that. Jay Young. He played only 4 games. Chill, guys. Jalen Hurts. That's what I'm saying. Like, my whole thing is, I'm not saying he's going to be great. I'm not saying he's going to be trash. I'm saying we got to wait and see for real. I'm just optimistic about the kid. That's my whole thing. Nobody said he a Hall of Famer. Nobody said he going to throw 5,000 yards, have 1,000 rushing yards, 50 touchdowns. Nobody even threw out numbers. All I'm trying to be is optimistic about the kid because he's shown me that he's capable of leading the team so far. He's shown me that he's shown me that he's doing all the right things in the offseason. He has playmaker ability with his legs and so on and so forth. He can keep the play alive. I seen little flashes last season that made me go, he could build on that. But people so quick to jump out the window. The kid is on a rookie deal. You think he put himself in a situation? He just took advantage of opportunity. Your man Carson Wentz folded. Your man Carson Wentz jumped ship. Let's keep it a buck. He could have came back here. He could have returned and ran it back. But he jumped ship because he couldn't handle the pressure. He jumped ship. I guess Jalen Hurts was supposed to like Patrick Mahomes in 4 games. Right? That's what I'm saying. People weird, bro. Wentz helped lead us to a Super Bowl with that MVP caliber season. Let's see Hurts produce on that level. It won't happen. And I'll be the first to tell you, I told you so when he benched. Good night. Yeah, good night, youngin. Because you don't know what you're talking about. And look, I'll put you like this. J Love. Carson Wentz did exactly what we needed him to do. I will never take nothing away from that 2017-2018 season. I will never take nothing away from that. Never. He got us to 11-2, helped us win the division. Nick Foles closed the deal. It is what it is. And then the year after that, Wentz came in. He was decent, got hurt. Nick Foles came in, took us to the playoffs. Year after that, Carson Wentz was up and down throughout the season and, had an amazing stretch in the final 4 or 5 games, managed to get to the playoffs, went out with a concussion. The final year, the next year after that, he sucked. So my thing is, he was slowly regressing. Slowly. But that season before, he did a lot. He threw for over 4,000 yards, didn't have a receiver, didn't have not one near receiver over 500 yards. I give him credit for that. I give him respect for that. Don't turn this into a Carson Wentz bashing session. But what we're going to do, we're going to talk about facts. Your man is weak-minded. Your man has no spirit. Your man ain't got no heart. Your man jumped ship on his teammates when things got a little tough for him. Let's keep it G. Let's keep it G. Let's keep it G. And like I said, ain't nobody saying he the next Jalen Hurts, the next coming to Russell Wilson. Let's keep it real. Nobody's saying he the second coming. But what we're saying is we saw flashes that he can build off of. And if he can string those things together, if he can become consistent, oh yeah. And again, we only saw him in 4 games. So how can you properly judge a guy saying he trash? And at the same token, how can people judge him and say he's gonna be great? We don't know. But what we're doing is we going off based on what we saw. We saw flashes of success. We saw flashes of some playmaking ability that he can build on. He gave this team the brightest spot we had last year. Keep it real with yourself. You keep it real with yourself. You're going to sleep with that Carson Wentz jersey. He gone. Michael Anthony's matches. Just hopping on. What's the thoughts on Fulgham? Man, that broke my heart, man. It sucks. I wish Fulgham would have played a little harder, would have played a little better. The truth is that the trend doesn't look good for him right now. 52% completion percentage, 6-4 TDs, 6 and 14 interception, no TD passes in the second half of any game he played. He showed that he can get the team to believe in him. I understand what you're saying, Nikki, but we got to add context to the conversation. Those are just numbers. Add context. His offensive line play was not there. Players were dropping the ball. And people were injured all around him. The defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. You know what I'm saying? He had to force passes. He was a rookie that came in with no training camp, no preseason. He wasn't even supposed to play. Let's talk. We got to talk about it with context. People like, I'm not coming at you, Nikki, but people got to talk about it with context. With context. That's all I'm saying. He came in with no training camp, no preseason, no snaps with the first team. Came in for a quarterback that got benched. He didn't it is what it is. We're going to talk about the reality. I get it. The numbers are there, but the numbers don't tell the whole story. Dominic Barrett, they want Hurts to fail so bad, and it's disgusting. That's what I'm saying. He wearing the Eagles jersey. If he does well, we all do well. I don't understand the logic. Marcus Spikes, Greg Ward, he threw that touchdown too. Greg Ward threw the touchdown too. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love Hurts. I think he can be the guy I want him to see, but he has to play a lot better to stay. I agree with you on that. I agree. Any game he started, not played. Tevin Lewis, once cut it, he gonna let it go. If Hurts don't produce, he going to. It is what it is. That's why we have 2 or 3 first round picks. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. If Hurts not the guy, it is what it is. My whole thing is he's our starting quarterback. I don't care who it was. If it was Gardner Minshew up there, I'm rooting for Gardner Minshew. That's my whole thing. If it's Jalen Hurts, I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts. My whole thing as Eagles fans, right? We should want Jalen Hurts to succeed for the simple fact that if he does succeed, then that means we can use more of our credit, more of our assets to refortify this roster, give us more talent on the defense and offensive end. Why do we want him to do bad? I don't understand the logic. Bobby Murphy, for the hater in the chat, when you take a moment to realize that in 2 seasons, Hurts' total of 4,861 yards passing, over 1,800 yards rushing, 40 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 21 rushing TDs, 27-2 record. I feel you on that. Marquette Spikes, just give the man a fair shot. The same shot every other quarterback gets. What did the Wentz do on that line? So I'm saying, I feel you. Carson folded. He saw just like Ben Simmons trying to leave. Everyone ain't made for Phillies. That's what I'm saying. Ben Simmons, that's another conversation. Don't get me started on Ben Simmons. He talking about he requesting the trade. He don't want to come back. He not reporting for training. He not reporting for training camp or whatever it may be. Ben Simmons, bro, are you tone deaf? Are you blind? Are you oblivious? Like, don't get me started on Ben Simmons, man. Do not get me started. Rashawn Sanders, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for locking on the content. Hey, y'all, how bad do the Eagles have to be before Minshew starts? We got to start like 0. We got to start like 0-4, 0-5. Like, it got to be bad. It got to be bad. Ivan Mims, Hurts threw for 1,000 yards in his starts. If that's a quarter of the season, Hurts going to prove a lot of folks wrong. Right. And in that other game, he didn't finish the game. He threw for 1,000 yards in 3.5 starts. 4 starts, say 4 starts. He threw for 1,000 in 4 starts. Like you said, that's a quarter season. That's an average of 4,000 yards. The indie media is already trashing Wentz. They say he lacks leadership and that he's selfish. But I'm tripping. But we tripping. Marcus Spikes, Nick Cunningham. If Hurts was playing with the healthy offensive line, Ivan Mills record recorded. Jay Young, no matter who is on his team, we will root for them, even as the Eagles fan, even if we don't know him right. I feel you, man. We root for everybody. Marcus Spikes, that's how I feel, Tom. I'm an Eagles fan. I root for my team as a whole. Exactly. I don't understand people, man. The Colts have a hard schedule. Look it up yourself. Like, I feel you, bro. Bobby Murphy, December 20th, 2020, Jalen Hurts became the first quarterback in league history to run for at least 100 yards and throw a touchdown pass in his first NFL start. Like, come on. Like I said, Jalen Hurts has shown flashes that he's capable of being a productive member of this NFL society. He has shown that he's capable of potentially being productive in this NFL society. He has a lot to build on. Again, a rookie that came in with no first team reps, no preseason, no training camp, got thrown into the fire behind that shaky offensive line, no running game because we weren't running the ball, and then he did what he did. Now, yeah, you could say he went 1-4, but he didn't even finish that fourth game. I'm sorry, you could say he went 1-3 in his 4 starts. He didn't finish the fourth game. Who's to say we wouldn't have won that game? We was marching down. We was marching down the field. We was only down by 7 points. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you could say he went 1-2. You can't put that Washington football team loss on him. He went 1-2, and then the Cowboys game, you know, he lost the spark. He lost the juice. I can't defend him in the Cowboys game. But the Arizona Cardinals game, my man threw for over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Come on. And then he beat the number 1 defense at the time in the New Orleans Saints. Come on. Jay Young says, I'm a Lakers fan. How do you think they would be? How do you think they will be? So I think the Lakers are going to be very interesting this year. I'm really excited about watching the Lakers. I like the Lakers. I'm a Sixers fan, though, but I like the Lakers. Tone, we don't know it, but our fan base was traumatized by this offseason. We had different expectations. Once it's gone now, let's back up Hurts if you really believe. That's my whole thing. You're right. Yo, Drew, you're so right. It's the perfect word to use. Traumatized. People are traumatized by this offseason. Bird Gang 31, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you, man. Make sure you guys go lock in on Bird Gang 31's content. He's one of the best Eagles content creators out here right now, growing, up and coming. He's on a fast track to 1,000 subs. Make sure you guys go lock in. He does live streams, does interviews, analysis. He gives you everything you need. Go lock in on my man Bird Gang 31, one of the best up-and-comers out here doing it. Marquez Spike says, bro, it's called growing pains. Look at Peyton Manning first year. Didn't he go 3-13? Right. That's what I'm saying. Josh Allen, perfect example. His first season, he was not accurate. Then each year, his accuracy got better and better and better. Like let the guy grow. What you expecting my man to be Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson in his second year when he didn't even play a full season last year? Give him a break. Ivan Mills, my man Tone speaking facts. Yeah, bro, I be having to get passionate sometimes, man. Like, it's wild. Like, sometimes, like, I be having to really get in my bag with some guys. They just be saying anything. And dude is a habitual, like, contrarian. Like, he thrives. The ball, like, I forget his name. Like, he thrives off of being contrarian. Like, he thrives off of it. Like, he not an Eagles fan for real. He just what do you call him? He a sometimey fan. He pick and choose when he rocking. He probably just start rocking with his head of the Super Bowl. Hurts a beast. You already know, Bird Gang. Yes, sir. Hurts made our offense look good with the same people once had. So all in all, Hurts played better in a short amount of time. Exactly. Tevin Lewis, we got some toxic fans. Oh, well, I love being an Eagles fan, bro. I love it too, bro. I love it. I can talk my trash. I love it. J-Jaw, switching it up. Tampa Bay at New England, week 4. Tom Brady against Mini-Me. I got to see the game. Bro, I feel you on that. I got to see that game too. That's going to be dope. Edward Solano, it sucks because Hurts is always going to be compared to Wentz. It does suck, but it is what it is, bro. He got more heart than Wentz ever had. Bergen 31, been grinding, setting up show at 9. That's what's up, bro. This chat, dang. Bobby Murphy, I don't think most fans even watch Hurts play in college because if they did, they would know what he can do on the field. I feel you, bro. I like 53 except JJ. I feel you, man. Drew, Tone, the Birds have the best O-line and D-line for him. Could be a recipe for success. Dalek sucks. Bro, I feel you on that, dog. Like, it's just crazy how people just be jumping out the window, bro. Like, I really don't understand it, man. We're going to be very interesting this year. I'm telling you, we're going to be very interesting to watch. Rashawn Sanders, if we don't get a vet wide receiver, we got to keep Ertz. Tone. I agree. I actually don't believe we need a veteran wide receiver. I'm of the mindset that we don't need a veteran wide receiver. I think it's best that we throw all these young guys into the fire. Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins. I think it's very important that we throw those guys into the fire. Throw them guys into the fire. Let them rise Let them rise from the ashes and let those guys get as many reps as they can, because those guys need to become the leaders of this wide receiver core. These guys need to become bona fide weapons. We need to put them in position to succeed, and we also need to maintain Zach Ertz, especially if the season is going well. I strongly believe if the season's going well, Ertz will remain on this roster. If the season's going bad and we need to change the pace, best believe he's going to be traded he's going to be moved at the trade deadline. That's my theory. If we're doing well, he's going to remain on this roster to keep, just to give Jalen Hurts that, just that security blanket. Zach Ertz is the veteran right now, but at the same time, if we're doing bad, if we're not doing well, and we're hovering around 500 or whatever it may be, I wouldn't be surprised if Zach Ertz get traded. Jay Young, I don't watch college, but I believe in Jalen Hurts. I feel you. Bird game 31, 12-5, my guy. I'm with that. Rashawn Sanders, I feel that, but I hate saying J. John Green. Replace him immediately. Edwin Solano, facts. Marcus Spikes, I like our young talent, but we do need Ertz to kind of make things a little easier. I agree with you, bro. Ertz is good to have here. He's really good to have here. Really good. But look, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. I done ran it enough. I really appreciate you guys for locking in on my content. I'm so grateful as always. Y'all know I always give y'all my heart. I always give you guys my passion. I always give you guys my essence and my commitment. And I'm so grateful to you guys. The content is going strong. You guys have been locking in. The only place to go is up. You feel me? So I appreciate you guys so much. It's all love at the end of the day. Fly Eagles fly. Make sure you guys lock in on my content. Hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe as well. Make sure you guys share the content. What else I gotta say to you guys? Make sure you guys also go check out the Chalk It Up merch shop as well. We got so many items on there. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got Charges to the Game tees, Charges to the Game hoodies, we got Chalk It Up hoodies as well with the Eagle emblem. We got face masks, we got neck gaiters, whatever you want, I got it. Whatever you need, I sure can provide to you guys. So make sure you guys go lock in on the Chalk It Up merch shop as well. In addition, like I always say, like, comment, and subscribe, and also support your fellow content creators. Sure, support other Eagles content creators as well. We're all grinding. We're all trying our best to give you guys wholesome content, and I firmly believe everybody can eat. So like I always say, you guys, I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys were locked in on your dose of Chalk It Up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got charges to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And Fly Eagles fly.